Hey everybody, West here. This is a little update on the Drag Queen, or the DQ. This is the version 1, kind of a prototype of. I wanted to see what the shape and so forth was going to do for me, and kind of a classic style tail section, and a unique fuselage shape. So I went ahead and actually had in progress some time ago a reduced size version of this, actually a cleaned up version, if you will, raising the motor up to and above the wing, and then reducing this height right here. So taking some of this length out of here, the drop down to this area. So I've actually raised it up to about a couple of inches above this bottom line. So I've got less face right here, less drag. I've extended the nose out just a little bit further to get a little more leverage, not leverage, but counterbalance. So this one ran right at the edge of being tail heavy. I really do like, though, that this bird, it's a really great design out of the foam board. I'm really actually very pleased with it, the way it went together, and it is very strong. Got a ton of room inside, but now I know where the batteries need to be, so I've improved it a bit. I've also improved on the way that the wing attaches to the fuselage. And let me pull the new one up. So I made some progress on it recently. I'll talk more about how I made this one and what it's made of. But you can see, move the motor up a little bit higher. I made a new attachment for the wing, as I said. So a similar shape, kind of a classic lines on the tail. I do like it. I did put some wheels underneath this one. I had in mind to do so in the beginning, but again, just a prototype. Wanted to see how that would work out. I made I notched a shelf for the bloggy to sit right up there on the nose, and then a plate and a Velcro strap there. I made a little skid there under the tail out of PVC plastic. Just stuck it into the foam there, hot glued it in. And in the center there's a cutout there, and that will remain as a cutout, I believe, and two Velcro straps. That's where my batteries will ride. So we've got a motor mount plate and a wing plate. And this is a Velcro strap that will hold the wing down. Actually, I had never thought of this. I hadn't thought of this, and I spotted a video. On YouTube, obviously. Yeah, that's where I spotted it. There's a young guy, just a kid, and he did a video showing how he attached his wings, and it was ingenious. What a great idea! Don't know where he got the idea. Let me get my hands free here in a second. Let me show you how I strap on. Put this way. It's a great idea. So I've got Velcro. You can use the soft side or you can use the hook side. This is the pile side, or not the hook. And I'm hot glued up underneath. And then there is the hook side attached here with hot glue right alongside the fuse. Alright, and then I'll release this side as well. That young man had used a strapping system that was loose. It wasn't hot glued to the frame, the fuselage at all. And it was basically a loose strap like a belt, and then you would Velcro it to itself. Well, there's some complications involved with that, so I went ahead and did this. And I love it. We'll give that a go. Don't really have to reinforce like we do with the rubber bands, and we don't crush. I won't be crushing the front and the top with this, and it seems to be very secure, even without any kind of contact material underneath to make it tackier. I could see putting a couple strips of duct tape on top of the plate here, and that'll act as a tacky grab point to the bottom of the wing itself, where it goes, where they make contact, I should say. Anyway, real neat and clean. Velcro can be had in strips like this, can be had at Home Depot or your local upholstery or fabric store, I should say. Not upholstery, fabric store, where you can find all kinds of sewing notions. Anyway, here is the DQ2 version 2. I'm quite pleased with the airframe and how it handled up there. I like it a lot. And I've got a lot of room there for I've got up to a 14-inch swing here. This is a 13. And I made that location around a 14-inch plus prop, 14-inch prop. So there's like 14.5 inches or 7 7.25 inches from the center line down to the top of the fuse there. And then I can ride the pilot eyes there, just in front. Pilot eyes. What am I doing here? There we go. Yeah, so getting that together. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the surface here on the plane. This is a construction paper, like a poster board, heavy-duty poster board paper, laminated to solid foam. And I'll do a, actually here's an example right here. So this is what we're looking at right here. You can do solid foam. You can do blue core foam or blue foam here. Let's see, this is 2 inches wide, so that's 4 layers. The blue foam is typically 1/2 inch. Right? And then I use the spray adhesive, and specifically in the drywall department at Home Depot or Lowe's, you're going to find the 3M brand corner bead spray adhesive, corner bead. It's in a gray can. It is 3M brand, but it's a real fine mist and is usually pink in color when it sprays out. Real fine mist, as opposed to over in the paint department, you'll find that corner bead spray there as well, but don't be confused. Don't buy the 3M heavy duty spray adhesive that comes out in chunks, because it eats foam. And for some reason, the corner bead chemistry is not going to eat your foam. Really, really important. So you can put down double layer is the way you do this. You spray on your foam first, contact, so it's a 2 contact situation. Spray the foam and then spray the paper on the backside. So why did I do this? Well, just open foam is susceptible to impressions, hand impressions, dents, dings, and by putting this skin on it, 2 things are happening. Is you're locking in, so an exoskeleton again, you're locking in structure on the outside by you're not adding very much weight at all. So anytime that you can do that, either with tape, tape is flexible though, so you don't get the rigidity that you get from this. Like that tail boom there, the tail section of the fuselage right there. That would never work unreinforced or non-reinforced. It would have to have carbon fiber added to it. It would have to have, you know, a piece of plywood or something inside there to add rigidity. But you would only get one direction, you know, with wood. Actually, you'd get two directions of strength. But my point is that there's no reinforcement inside of there. You can't twist that, you can't bend that unless you break it. So has huge advantages, this paper product on here. There are disadvantages though too. I have experienced lifting with this. When this paper gets warm or hot in the sun, it's possible that that foam, spray foam, will let go. But you don't want to use water-based. Anything water-based will make the paper bubble. So if you used something that is a chemical based that you could spread on there, I know that there's a few products out there. PL brand, it comes in a caulking tube. PL brand, or PL2000 or something like that, which is it's like a tubed epoxy. It takes a little bit of time to set up, but man, it is super, and it dries rigid, crystal hard rigid. So you could like trowel spread on this surface and then laminate it to it, but again, it doesn't set up quickly, and it can lift, and you kind of have to, you know, fuss with trying to maintain contact with it. So if you did out on your bench and you had a big sheet of material on both sides of this, you could press it and weight it down while it dries, and then come back and trim off all the excess later. That's pretty cool. But I'm usually about quick and easy, so I don't go with slow drying glues or slow setting glues. Anyway, so this is the piece that I took out of the front end here, the notch. It's where the camera sits right now. That was the top. So there you go. Solid foam wrapped in a paper. Take a sanding block to it. Go square. I don't care about square versus round. It doesn't really change anything. It's this front draggy space here that's really has a real high drag coefficient. Not because of square edges. That's like nothing. Other than that, I'm actually thinking about putting a spinner on here, like an 1.5 inch spinner, to help disperse the wind around this motor block up here. To help disperse the wind around this motor block. Also thought about doing a bit of a cowl to transition from the back of the motor and attach it to the wing. Still could do that. Still could do round. Could leave it square. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really need anything either. So there you go. Latest in the works. So I have this axle bit down here on the bottom. It's a solid axle through. Oops. Reinforcing plates. Spacers. Washers. Pretty simple. Lightweight wheel tire. Should work good. Actually now, instead of being a belly lander, should be able to take off from the ground, which is really nice. I'll probably add, because this is so close to the ground right here, that's level right there. I'll probably add a small skid or a skid plate on the front to keep the nose off the pavement. Just a small little bit of plywood there will be plenty. I'm not sure if I'll lay it flat like a plate or put it in like a skid. Here's the tail section skid idea. Just cut a slot into the fuse and hot glued that baby in there. That's plastic, and plastic's going to last a lot longer grinding on the pavement than like a plywood or a solid wood. So I may end up putting some of that up in the nose. That's an option too. So the Velcro is going to come through onto this side, and once I have my final covering here, I'll put stick down Velcro to receive this, and it just straps the battery. It comes in over the top here. Sorry, it comes in over the top and goes right down over here, pulling it down to the fuse. And I'll probably put a no-skid surface on here. Right now this is pretty slick, so that my batteries have something to stick to, basically. Alright, on the inside here I've got raw foam, solid styrofoam in there. So I'll probably just tape that off, or I could skin that with the paper. It's a little involved, but is it necessary? No, not really. Would it look better? Probably, yeah. So I'm not sure. We'll decide later. Right now that's kind of where it's at. Not real high priority. Just doing a little at a time here. Alright, so enough about that. Please post your comments and thoughts. Thanks for watching. West out.